come back to the content part. So here, if you see, I is your as is your subordinate conjunction as a dog owner. Okay, so as a dog owner, no, it's not acting as a subordinate conjunction. Actually, I also thought it is a subordinate conjunction, but it is not. Whenever it is acting as a subordinate conjunction, next to it you should have subject and verb at least, or verb object, or subject verb. But here just this is acting as a dog owner. There is only just subject, so it is your extra information with a comma. Now I is your subject. You can feel something, and we need an object, and then that is your subordinate conjunction. And not is, don't worry too much about the not, but only is ly. It is your adverb. It means, just a second, not only is always ly, no, so it's your adverb. So if it's not making sense to the people who haven't, I haven't covered everything for all of so it's just, be here. Just don't worry too much about it. Once I cover everything, it will start making sense to you all. So here object can be noun or adjective, but it will be adjective. Why? First of all, ly is there. We cannot write ly adverb near the noun. We can only write near the verb or adjective. So relieve, I am relieved. Relieved can act as an adjective. Sorry, it's adjective. OUS, any word that ends with OUS. So sententious is, sententious is the person who is moralizing a lot. So, flag barrier of morals, like moralization, something like that. So adject, embarrassed. Okay, I'm embarrassed sometimes. So when I see someone, it can be anything, but embarrassed is always your adjective. I'm a confident. He is a confident person. Person is noun. Confident is your adjective. Description of that person is always your adjective. So here there is no help from the grammar. They all are adjective. So don't worry too much about that one. We'll come back to this one with the help of context. I is your subject. Next to can, always write V1. What is your subordinate conjunction? Okay. What is your subordinate conjunction? Kind is your first subject, and second subject is state. My pets, it's third subject. So what kind of dash my pets are in? So what kind of dash state? State is your noun. Okay. State is your noun. Then here, before noun, what we need is adjective. What kind of state? No. It is a kind of, extra information. There should be a comma, my pet, subject, verb, and object. But don't worry too much about it. But we know that this is state, no? So state, political is any word that ends with an is your adjective. Emotional is adjective. Financial is adjective. Physical is your adjective. Financial freedom, physical, physical stuff or physical form, emotional person, political aspect, political view. They all are adjective. No help from the grammar. Now here yet as a hard-headed scientist. Again, yet is not acting as your fanboys and as is not acting as your subordinate, because a hard-headed scientist, just one word, one noun we have. So there is only subject, no subject verb, no verb object, and no subject verb. So it is not acting as your dependent clause, it is your extra information. The sentence starts from here, I is your subject, verb, next to V1, a more dash view, object. View is your noun. Noun which is singular. A is there, so it should be singular noun. Because pragmatic and dash, we need another adjective because it is a list of items. And is there. So whenever it's and, same form of word should be there. And more is acting as an adverb here. So irregular classes, irregular is your adjective. Chaste is pure, adjective. Stoical is, someone who is enduring pain, you unnecessarily enduring pain, bearing pain. Stoical, rational, so your thought should be rational. Okay, something like that. Rational is your adjective. Again, no help from the grammar at all. Whenever there is these, no next word or next to adjective, whenever there is a noun no with next to these, it should be noun with S. And next to this, normal this, it should be noun with no S. So these observations, what kind of observation? Description we need to write adjective. Before noun, we always need to write adjective. So communal disputes. Okay, disputes noun, communal is your adjective. Discrete in nature, something is discrete in nature, which has two sides, like two, discrete is, there are two things we are talking about, which is different than one another, something like that. Absurd is person who is very illogical, irrational, weird, while also very, not making that much of sense. Person who is absurd is talking anything which is not making sense. Personal mobile, personal laptop, it's again adjective. Again, there is no help at all from the grammar. So this is not the grammar based at all. This is content based. So dogs can tell when we are happy, sad, or angry. As a dog owner, I feel that not only that I can tell what kind of state my pets are in, but also that they respond to my emotions. So as a pet owner, I am relieved. Not only I can tell what kind of relieved, see relieved word you can use, I heard that something has been happened in US and I have friends staying there. Earthquake is there. There is never natural disaster happen. And when I call them and when I heard that they are safe, I felt relieved. I was relieved to hear that. So you're relieved after when you're like you're tensed about something, but you got to know something. You're relieved. Here it's not like that. Here they are talking generally about the dogs. Can dogs tell when we are happy? As a dog owner, I feel dash. So I feel sententious, not making sense. I feel embarrassed. Is there anything they talked about? Dog is doing something in front of others which makes me feel embarrassed? No, not making any sense. Relieved is not making any sense. Sententious is not making any sense. Embarrassed is also not making any sense. You need to understand the context. What context? In what context? What they're talking about? General context is there, no? So I feel confident. Not only that I can tell what kind of dash states my pets are in. Okay, so here it's all object actually, and there should be a comma. What is not acting as a subordinate here? What kind of dash state? So what state? Poetical states. Pets can be in poetical states. Just imagine a dog. Do you think we can be, in poetical state or emotional state? He can be physical state, but is it making sense with when it comes to animal? No. Financial states not making sense at all. Emotional state, because happy, sad, angry, it's and I feel confident. Like happy, sad, angry is emotion, no? So I feel confident not only that I can tell what kind of emotional states my pets are in, but also that they respond to my emotions. Emotions is there, no? Emotional evidences are there. You need to be open to them. As yet as a hard-headed scientist. So the owner is scientist, okay, of that pet. I try to take a more dash and pragmatic view. I try to take more irregular view, more pure view, no, rational view, logical view, no, which makes sense. Stoical, not making sense. These dash observations seem more likely to result from my desire for a good good relationship with my dog. So these dash observations can be communal, no. Discrete, no. It can only personal, no, because the person is talking as a dog owner, So it's all personal. So personal observation seems more likely to result from my desire for a good relationship with my dogs. Yeah, guys. Is it clear to all of you guys? You can text me also, no issues. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again.
Hina, just to check, I was also thinking relieved and confident, but the second
Mm-hmm.
time I got it right. But
Mm-hmm.
relieved could have also been because we don't know, na, because he's relieved also to see the fact, because he's relieved
But
on
they will be
something
giving,
which is.
yeah, but they will be giving you some supporting evidence if you have to take the relief. For example, they might write like this here that last week I went to my friend's place and I saw their dog was not responding to their emotions. They were behaving weird, which I didn't like it. But when I came back, I have realized that, I am relieved that my pets understand my, they, as as a dog owner, I feel relieved not only that I can tell what kind of emotional states my pets are in, but they respond to my emotions. Making sense should be, it will make sense only when there is evidence. Supporting idea should be there. Something, some statement should be there to support what you're writing. Here, nothing to support. So confident makes more sense, no? Relieved, you're relieved to hear something. Relieved, meaning of relieved is different, no? You need something, why are you relieved? Why you're relieved now? So once after coming back from the exam, you're relieved now. Okay, now it's all done. So, you need to understand the meaning of it and, apply to the scenarios. It will make sense.
Okay, so the context we have to check.
Context is very important. What context, what they're talking. Okay, if they want relief should be the answer. No, they will give you something. They will give you some evidences will be there. Like they wanted us to talk about emotions, so they have started with this only: happy, sad, angry. Then that is my emotional states and my emotions. So this kind of you know evidences will be there. With the help of those evidences, we can learn answers easily. Fine, no?